What if I told you that the more you save money, the poorer you might actually become? Sounds crazy, right? Because all your life you've been told, save money, be careful, don't spend. But what if that advice is outdated? What if the very habit you believe is protecting you is silently destroying your financial future? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, your entire understanding of money will change. Let me start with something that might sound uncomfortable, even wrong. What if the habit you're most proud of, saving money, is actually holding you back? For years we've been told that saving is the foundation of financial success. Save your income, cut your expenses, build a cushion, and yes, discipline matters, but here's the problem. Saving money alone is like trying to win a race by standing still. You feel safe, you feel responsible, but you're not moving forward, because the world around you is not standing still. Prices are rising, opportunities are shifting, money is moving, and if your strategy is only to hold on to money, you're playing a game that is constantly changing with rules you were never taught. Saving without a growth plan is not security. It's slow financial decline disguised as discipline. Now let's talk about the force that makes all of this happen quietly, invisibly, consistently: inflation. Most people hear the word, but very few truly understand its impact. Inflation is not just prices going up, it's your money losing strength. Imagine your money is like a battery. Every year, inflation drains that battery a little more. So even if the number in your bank account stays the same, the power of that money is fading. And the scary part, you don't feel it immediately. It doesn't hit you all at once. It creeps in slowly until one day you realize, what I could afford before, I can't anymore. That's the hidden truth. Let's simplify it. Inflation means this: over time, the cost of goods and services increases. So what used to cost $100 now costs $110, then $120, and keeps rising. But your money, unless it grows, it stays the same. That gap between rising prices and stagnant money is where people lose. Think about it like this. If your income and savings don't grow faster than inflation, you're effectively earning less every year. Not because you're working less, but because your money is becoming weaker. Here's what makes inflation dangerous: it's silent. No alarms, no warnings, no dramatic moment. Just gradual erosion. You won't wake up one day broke because of inflation. Instead, you'll slowly notice your expenses increasing, your savings feeling smaller, your financial goals getting further away. It's like a leak in a bucket. Drop by drop, it doesn't seem like much. But over time, everything empties out. And most people don't fix the leak because they never learned it exists. Let's talk about something powerful: purchasing power. This is the true value of money, not how much you have, but what it can buy. If today 10 rupees buys you groceries for a week, and next year it only buys groceries for 5 days, did you lose money? Not physically, but in reality you did, because your purchasing power decreased, and that's what inflation steals from you. Not your money, but your ability to live the same life with it. We've been taught that saving equals safety, but here's the truth: saving money feels safe, but it's not always financially safe. Because safety is not just about protecting money, it's about preserving its value. If your money is sitting in a place where it's not growing, then inflation is quietly reducing it. So you're not avoiding risk, you're accepting a different kind of risk, the risk of doing nothing. Saving is about storing money, growing is about multiplying it, and this is where most people get stuck. They focus all their energy on, how can I save more, instead of asking, how can I grow what I already have? Because growth requires learning. It requires thinking differently. It requires stepping beyond comfort, but that's where real progress happens. This is where the gap begins. The middle class works hard, saves consistently, plays by the rules, but those rules were designed for stability, not growth. So they stay in a cycle, Earn right arrow, save right arrow, spend right arrow, repeat, and despite effort, progress feels slow. Because they're not taught how money actually expands. They're taught how to protect it, not multiply it. Now here's the shift. People who build wealth don't just earn money, they think in terms of, how can this money create more money? They don't focus on storing value. They focus on creating value. Every rupee becomes a tool. Every opportunity becomes a possibility. It's not about how much they have. It's about how effectively they use it. This is one of the most important ideas you'll ever hear. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out. It's simple but powerful. The more assets you build, the more your money works for you. The more liabilities you collect, the harder you have to work for money. So the real goal isn't saving, it's shifting from consuming to building. Banks are designed for safety and convenience, not for wealth creation. They protect your money, but they don't significantly grow it. So if your entire strategy is earn and keep money in the bank, you're missing the bigger game. Because money needs movement to grow. This is where everything changes. Instead of working for money your entire life, you start building systems where money works for you. This could be investments, businesses, skills that increase your income. The idea is simple. Money should not sit idle. It should be active, productive, growing. You don't need to start big. You just need to start smart, learn where money grows, learn how risks work. Start small, but stay consistent. Because the goal is not to avoid mistakes, it's to build understanding. And once you understand the game, you stop fearing it. This is the real transformation from I need to protect my money to I need to grow my money, from fear to strategy, from hesitation to action. Because once your mindset changes, your decisions follow. Let me tell you a story of two friends which may best fit as example here. Matteo always believed he was doing everything right with money. Diste pequeño, his parents would tell him, save your money, don't spend too much, be responsible. And honestly, he followed that advice like a rule book. First job Mila, first paycheck Aya, and boom, he opened a savings account immediately. Every month, sin falter, he would put aside a big portion of his income. No crazy spending, no risky moves, just saving, clean, safe, smart, or at least that's what he thought. Whenever his friends invited him out, trips, dinners, random weekend plans, Matteo would often say, "No bro, I'm trying to save." Deep inside, he felt proud. Like he was ahead of everyone else. While others were spending, he was building something, or so he believed. Watching that number grow in his bank account gave him a strange sense of control, like life was finally under his command. But then something started to feel off. It wasn't dramatic at first, just little things. Groceries felt more expensive. Gas prices creeping up, rent increasing slightly. Matteo didn't change his lifestyle, pero still, his money didn't feel the same. One day, he looked at his account and thought, I have more money than last year, so why does it feel like I can afford less? That question stuck with him. A few days later, he met his friend Diego, someone who always thought a little differently. While talking, Matteo casually said, "Bro, I've been saving consistently, but I feel like I'm not getting ahead." Diego looked at him and said something simple, pero powerful. Saving money without growing it is like standing still in a moving world. Matteo laughed at first. "What do you mean? Saving is good, right?" Diego nodded. Saving is good, but it's not enough anymore." That's when Diego introduced him to something Matteo had heard before, but never truly understood: inflation. Think of your money like energy, Diego explained. Every year, inflation slowly drains it. So even if your money stays the same, its power doesn't. Matteo frowned. "So you're saying I'm losing money even if I don't spend it?" "Exactly," Diego said, "not physically, but in what it can do for you." That hit different. Matteo went home that night and started connecting the dots. Last year his money could cover more, this year less. Same habits, same discipline, different results. That's when it clicked. His money wasn't growing, it was shrinking silently. He had been playing defense the whole time, thinking he was winning. The next time they met, Matteo asked, "Okay, so if saving isn't enough, what am I supposed to do?" Diego smiled and said, "You need to stop thinking like a saver and start thinking like a builder." "A builder of what?" Matteo asked. "Assets," Diego replied. Now Matteo was confused again. Diego broke it down, simple and clear. "Assets put money in your pocket, liabilities take money out. Most people spend their lives collecting liabilities and calling them rewards." Matteo thought about it. His phone upgrades, subscriptions, random shopping, none of it made him money. It all cost him money. He had been careful, but not strategic. Then Diego said something that completely changed how Matteo saw money. "Your money should be working, not resting." That line stayed in his head for days. Matteo realized he had been treating money like something to protect, not something to use. He was locking it away, thinking that was smart. But in reality, it was just sitting there, losing value slowly while the world kept moving forward. He started observing others, people who weren't necessarily earning more, but seemed financially ahead. They had side hustles, investments, small businesses. Their money was moving, circulating, growing. Meanwhile, his was just sitting. That's when the real mindset shift began. Instead of asking, "How much can I save this month?" Matteo started asking, "How can this money grow?" At first it felt uncomfortable, risky, uncertain, but he remembered what Diego said, "Doing nothing is also a risk, you just don't notice it immediately." So Matteo started small. He didn't jump into anything crazy. First, he invested in learning, books, videos, understanding how money works. Poco a poco, he started seeing patterns. He learned that the wealthy don't just earn money. They make money earn more money. That idea changed everything. He began putting small amounts into opportunities. Some worked, some didn't. But every step taught him something, and more importantly, his money was no longer idle. For the first time, he felt like he was actually playing the game, not just watching from the sidelines. Months turned into years. Matteo still saved, but now saving wasn't his main strategy. It was just one part of a bigger system. He had built small streams of income. Nothing massive, but enough to prove a point. Money can grow if you let it. One evening, sitting alone, he opened his financial dashboard and smiled, not because of the number, but because of what that number represented. Movement, growth, control. He thought back to his old mindset, the belief that saving alone was enough. And he realized something powerful. It wasn't wrong, it was just incomplete. Saving protects money, but growth multiplies it. And in a world where prices rise every single day, protection alone is not survival. A few weeks later, his younger cousin Alex came to him and said, "Bro, I want to start saving money. Any advice?" Matteo paused, smiled, and said, "Yeah, save, but don't just save." Alex looked confused. "What do you mean?" Matteo leaned back and said, "Every dollar you earn has two choices. It can sit and slowly lose value, or it can move and grow. Your job is to decide which one happens." Alex nodded slowly. Matteo added one last thing, the lesson that took him years to understand. The biggest mistake isn't losing money, it's never giving it the chance to work for you. And in that moment, everything came full circle. Let me leave you with this. Every rupee you earn has a choice, to sit and shrink or to move and multiply. And the future you build depends on that decision, because in a world where everything is getting more expensive, standing still is the most expensive mistake you can make. So don't just save money, teach it how to work, because the real risk is not losing money. It's never giving it the chance to grow.